Today's episode of Fly Hacks, we are going to be showing you how to strip and tie in a peacock curl without breaking it right away, and also how to tie a fly called the San Juan Devil, which at the time was a better name than the Sanjuannelid. But now I'm thinking the Sanjuannelid is a way better name. When you strip a peacock curl, it ends up being a flat surface that's very paper-like. A little slice of paper. Now, if you take this paper and you try to pull on it this way, it does not tear. If you tie it in parallel to the shank and you put tension on it, you're automatically going to tear it. That's what we're trying to stop. This fly is called the San Juan Devil or Sanjuannelid, either way you want to name it. This is a Tiemco 206BL size 16. You could tie it down to about a size 20 before it gets a little weird, because you're going to use small wire for the whole thing. The thread is a UTC 70 denier ultra thread. You just give it a few wraps going behind the eye there to start it. You're not looking for a really solid anchor point. And then you're going to get some small ultra wire, red, not extra small, just small. Even if you want to tie this down to a 20, still use small. Lots more light reflection on the small wire, and it's still easy to deal with. So get that nice and tight. You can tie it in on the side and then rotate this wire around to the top, but you want the wire to be on the top of the hook itself. And the reason for that is you're going to get a smoother body shape as you tie it back. So put tension on it and start tying it in. If you put tension on it, it'll keep it straighter along the hook there. And just go just 3 turns or so past the bend. And that's gonna, let me do one more here. That's gonna give it a nice little hump shape, make it look more like a worm. And the next thing you do, you're gonna grab a dyed red peacock eye and one of the hurls off of it. And you're going to take one of these hurls and you're going to strip it. And to strip it, you just put your fingernail up against the meat of your finger on your other finger and pull gently. It may not come off the first time, but it will come off the second time, or the 3rd time, or the 10th time, or the 500th time. Either way, you're going to get all this stuff off eventually if you gently pull it off. So there is your stripped pearl, and it's nice and red. The dye takes better to the quill itself, the harder materials, than it does to the little fuzzies on it. So tie this in where it's as perpendicular to the hook bend as you can get. So you wrap one time around there. That gets it kind of in place where you can move it around just a little bit. Now keep it nice and perpendicular, get your thread, and do one wrap underneath. Get off of there. Now when you wrap forward, this is going to push this back a little bit, but it's going to keep it on track, so no worries there. Just wrap this guy forward. And then the first wrap with your stripped hurl is going to be nice and gentle. Don't be all aggressive with this. This is very important. Make sure it gets down to the hook shank, but not to where you're putting too much tension on it. After the 3rd turn, cake. It's going to be nice and easy the rest of the way. Believe it or not, this fly was born on the Taylor River, not the San Juan, as an indicator fly, and more fish ate this than they did my size 24 or 26 thread midge there. And then I went to the San Juan and it was just ridiculous. It was a stupid day of fishing. So these are really easy to break. Don't pull it straight back, just pull it back toward you. That's it. Really, they're fragile. So next step, you're going to take this wire and you're going to wrap it or pull it forward to create a kink in the back of the wire. Now when you wrap it forward, it's not going to pull out underneath that thread and make this big old lump in the butt. It's just going to fold over nice and easy like, just like that. And you're going to want to put 6 or 7 turns on this guy. And go the same direction as the stripped curl. If you don't, then you get this weird cross-shaped looking thing where the black parts of the hurl cross the red wire, and it just looks kind of silly. Give us a few wraps. Normally I would tell you to just wiggle this until it comes off. Not in this case. You're going to want to cut this off because it's such a big wire for such a small hook and such delicate material that you don't want to ruin anything at this point. It's a really quick fly. Probably, if you focused on it, take you 2 minutes, minute and a half, somewhere in there. And just wrap this guy. Yes, I'm wrapping over the wire. I like a big red head here. Just keep wrapping this dude. And then whip finish. Once, not twice. It goes against my normal procedure and my normal belief. But when you take your head cement and coat the entire fly with it, whip finishing is kind of silly. Oop. So when you have this drop here, the simplest move here is just to pinch it. Goodbye drop. Now you can use epoxy or clear cure goo or something like that over the top of this fly. It makes it bulletproof. But for quickness, ease, and just overall, you lose a lot of these flies. Overall reflectivity of the wire, I would say just leave it as is. Call it a day. Thanks for watching today's episode of Fly Hacks. Please, by all means, share, like, subscribe, do whatever. Give me a comment down below if you're having any trouble tying these flies, or if you're having trouble with something else and you want me to do a video on whatever it is you're having trouble with. Feel free to do whatever. It's your world.